Namaskar and welcome to the news for Hearing Impaired. First up, the top stories. Discussions at a special meeting of the Nuclear Suppliers Group on India's membership to the 48-member group remain inconclusive in South Korean capital Seoul. Prime Minister Narendra Modi meets Chinese President in Tashkent to seek China's support for India's bid. India inches closer to becoming a full member of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as Prime Minister Modi to attend SCO meeting today. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley holds talks with top Chinese bankers and wealth fund managers in Beijing, pitches for more investments in India's infrastructure sector during his 5-day China visit. Finance Minister to address Business Forum Invest in India and meet other leaders. And in Jammu and Kashmir, 6 terrorists killed in 2 separate encounters in Lolab and Dobwan forest areas of Kupwara district. Security forces carry out search operation. In another incident, policeman escapes unhurt in a grenade attack on a police vehicle in Sopore. In international news, early indications in favor of Britain to leave the EU as poll results start coming in after Britain's vote in a historic referendum to decide whether to stay in EU or leave. India says closely tracking the developments. World markets too waiting for the outcome with bated breath. And in cricket, India's highest test wicket taker Anil Kumble is named head coach of the Indian cricket team for 1 year. Trumps Ravi Shastri for the coveted job. First assignment as Team India coach will be Test series against West Indies at Caribbean next month. Indian boxers Manoj Kumar and Vikas Krishan booked tickets for the Rio Games, reached the semi-final in the Olympic qualifiers at Astana. Boxer Sumit Sangwan must win his quarter-final match to make it to Rio. And now for the stories in detail. Special meeting of the Nuclear Suppliers Group to discuss India's membership to 48-member group remained inconclusive in South Korean capital Seoul. The session debated until Thursday midnight but failed to come to a conclusion after hours of discussions with China adamant on its position. China, along with countries like Turkey, Austria, New Zealand, Ireland and Brazil, raised objections as to how a country that has not signed the NPT or Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty can be made a member of the group. About 300 participants from 48 member countries are attending the plenary. The 2-day plenary session of the NSG will conclude today. Earlier, India sought China's support for its bid for membership of the Nuclear Suppliers Group. Prime Minister Narendra Modi raised the issue in his bilateral meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping in Tashkent on the sidelines of the SCO summit. PM told Chinese President China should join and contribute to the emerging consensus among NSG members on India's case, and it should do a fair and objective assessment of India's bid and judge it on its own merits. During his bilateral meeting with Chinese President, Prime Minister thanked China for supporting India's membership to Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Prime Minister will attend the SCO meeting today. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi reached Uzbekistan's capital Tashkent on Thursday to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. He was received by PM of Uzbekistan at the airport and later had a meeting with the host of SCO summit, Uzbek President Islam Karimov, during which both leaders discussed ways to deepen bilateral ties. India is on its way to become a full-time member of the SCO. The status of a full membership will provide India an opportunity to have extended cooperation with member countries in areas of defense, security and counter-terrorism. News back home, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley, who is also on a visit to China, held talks with top Chinese bankers and wealth fund managers in Beijing. The Union Finance Minister pitched for more investments in India's infrastructure sector. During his 5-day China visit, FM will attend the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank meeting. He will also hold talks with Chinese investors and bankers to seek investment in infrastructure and other sectors in India during his stay. In Jammu and Kashmir back home, 6 terrorists were killed in 2 separate encounters with security forces on Thursday that broke out in North Kashmir's Kupwara district. 3 terrorists were killed in first encounter in Lolab area after a joint team of army and police acting on a tip-off launched a search operation in Dobhwan forest area. As the search operation was going on, terrorists opened fire on security personnel who retaliated. In the ensuing gunfight, 3 terrorists were killed. In another encounter, 3 terrorists were killed in Drugmula area. Security forces launched a search operation in Waterkhani forests of Drugmula following information about presence of terrorists there. Suspected terrorists attacked security forces with a grenade in Amargarh area of Sopore town in Baramulla district. According to police, the grenade exploded with big bang near the official vehicle of a senior police officer who was in the area. Besides minor damage to vehicle, there is no report of any injury. Union Health Minister J.P. Nadda has said that India remains polio-free and there is no need to panic about the vaccine-derived poliovirus detected in Hyderabad earlier this month. Nadda was speaking after reviewing the special immunization drive undertaken in Hyderabad and Rangareddy districts in the wake of VDPV being found in Hyderabad. The strain of the poliovirus was detected in laboratory tests of samples collected from a sewerage treatment plant at Amberpet. 2,10,626 children have been vaccinated in the past 4 days. In international news, early indications in favor of Britain to leave the EU as poll results have started coming in after Britain's vote in a historic referendum to decide whether to stay in EU or leave. As per the votes counted so far, 49.8% want to be in EU, while 50.2% are in favor of Brexit. Referendum result could be a turning point in UK's relationship with Europe and the rest of the world. If the UK becomes the first country to exit the EU, it will arguably be the biggest blow to 28-nation European Union since its formation. Meanwhile, India said it is closely monitoring the developments surrounding the referendum in Britain. World markets too are waiting for the outcome with bated breath. In China, at least 78 people were killed and over 500 injured in heavy rains as extreme weather wreaked havoc in eastern Jiangsu province. Downpours, hailstorms and tornado battered parts of Yancheng city, destroying many houses. Extreme weather conditions were also reported from several other townships. Some regions reported blackouts and communication interruptions. More than 460,000 people were relocated and 321,000 are in urgent need of emergency help after continuous rainfall in the 10 regions in southern China since June 18. The Colombian government and the FARC rebel force signed a definitive ceasefire and disarmament agreement on Thursday, one of the last steps on the path to ending their half-century conflict. Colombian president and FARC leader signed the deal and shook hands, smiling at a ceremony in Cuba alongside international leaders. The ceasefire will come into effect after the signing of the broader peace agreement expected within weeks. Under the agreement, the FARC must hand over its weapons to United Nations monitors within 6 months. Over in Germany, a masked man and armed man was on Thursday killed by police after he barricaded himself in a German multiplex cinema with dozens of people inside. According to officials, 25 persons have been injured in the incident at the complex in the western town of Werheim. According to reports, the assailant moved through the cinema complex and there were hostages inside, and there was a struggle with the police until in the end the armed man was dead. Back home 8 years after announcing his retirement from international cricket, Anil Kumble will make his comeback into the Indian dressing room, this time in the capacity of the coach. BCCI President Anurag Thakur confirmed Kumble's appointment in Dharamshala on Thursday. Cricket Advisory Committee, comprising of former legends like Sachin Tendulkar, Sourav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, were reportedly bowled over by Kumble's presentation and his plan for Indian cricket's future, decided to give the former Indian skipper a shot at the coach's job. Kumble's first assignment will be India's tour to West Indies starting July 21st. Indian boxing contingent for the 2016 Rio Games just expanded. After Shiva Thapa qualified for the Summer Olympics in March, Asian Games champion Vikas Krishan and Commonwealth Games gold medalist Manoj Kumar on Thursday booked Olympic berths after advancing to the semis of the IBA World Qualifying Tournament. Both Vikas and Manoj had competed in the 2012 London Games as well. While Manoj had lost in the quarter-finals, Vikas was ousted in preliminaries. With that, we wrap it up here. We will be back today at 10:55 a.m. Namaskar.